Okay, good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. I hope everybody's feeling incredible this morning. My name is Hazik Ali, and I'm simply here to help you make more money with your business. I don't care what kind of business you got, it all boils down to either you need to be working on your mindset, either you need to be working on your skill set, or you need to be working on your heart set. A lot of us need to be working on all three. I know that's what's going on for me. And so I'm just here to share it as I get it. You know what I mean? Hope everybody's had an incredible week so far. We've had some incredible shows. I've gotten some really good feedback. I'm really happy to see that more of you are taking that adage of like, hey, I'm going to take one thing at a time. I'm just going to apply one thing, because the whole secret to this success thing is that it's your daily routine. If you'll just change one thing in your daily routine, that's going to make the difference between failure and success. A lot of people miss this, but I told them in my last mentee session, right? I was like, hey, if you eat one piece of chocolate, one piece of 125 calorie chocolate, like, let me see something real quick. Like, how many calories is in this? I was at some convention yesterday, and they was giving out these little packs of M&Ms and all that, right? And a lot of times, your first clue you shouldn't be eating it is when they don't give you the calorie information on that thing, But 125 piece contains a bioengineered food ingredient. Y'all see that? Contains a bioengineered food ingredient. The only problem is we think this stuff is food. Okay, here we go. So this is like 100 calories per pack. Y'all see this? This is 100, and you want to share this with an entrepreneur. This is a huge point. So this right here is 100 calories per pack. So and this is just 2 cookies in here. Whoever eats 2 Oreo cookies at once, right? Check it out. If you'll just eat one 125 calorie piece of chocolate, or one 125 calorie glass of Kool-Aid, or one 125 calorie glass of Coca-Cola, whatever it is, right? And you do that every day. Never mind that jumbo size they give you when you go to Burger King. They like, hey, would you like a large? And they give you like a half gallon of soda. You know what I mean? I'm just saying 125 calories. That half a gallon of soda they give you is probably 500 calories. But do the math yourself. If you'll just eat one 125 calorie piece of chocolate every day for 3 years, you'll gain 39 pounds. If you don't change nothing else about your routine, if you don't change nothing else about how you move your body, one 125 calorie piece of chocolate every day for 3 years is 39 pounds. Do you know how much different you would look with 39 less pounds or with 39 more pounds? This is success, or this is failure. Share this with somebody. I'm about to call in on a live line. Let's get busy, y'all.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, this is Les Brown, and you're in the right place at the right time, because we're going to bring the millionaire out of you. Just hold on.
Let's get it. Let's go. Let's go.
Thank you. Please announce yourself.
All right. Hold up.
All participants are muted. Entry and exit tones are off.
Okay. So today, millionaires, what we're going to talk about is 15 ways to overcome the fear of rejection. My name is Hazik Ali. I'm just here to help you make more money with your business. Sometimes that means we got to help you with the mindset, because you need to know you can do it. Sometimes we got to help you with the skill set, because you need to know how to do it. Sometimes we want to just work on our heart set so that we remember to acknowledge all the resources around us, right? We need to acknowledge it. We need to nourish it. And then we need to cherish it. That's the whole vibe, right? We need to acknowledge it, nourish it, and cherish it. It doesn't matter what opportunities we're talking about. It doesn't matter what problems we see. It doesn't matter what lessons we're trying to learn. We need to acknowledge it. Then we need to nourish them things, right? So that they can grow. And then we need to cherish it, right? The mindset helps us see it and acknowledge it, right? I mean, even in the word acknowledge, you hear knowledge, right? And then the skill set is what allows us to nourish that. And then the heart set is what allows us to feel grateful even in the middle of the storm, because we know gratitude, even in the middle of the storm, is the exact same power that bends the universe to our will, right? We understand if we can be grateful in the middle of the storm, we're going to access some of that magic. If I was to ask you to do that famous scripture that everybody knows, where it starts talking to you about faith. So somebody tell me what's the definition of faith according to the word. Somebody give it to me in the comments. According to scripture, you know, all these different holy books that are teaching us about entrepreneurship. Somebody give it to me. What's up, Kay? While y'all doing that, I'm gonna shout everybody out. What's up, Kay? What's up, Vanessa? Let's go. Good morning, millionaires. What's up, Ashley? KG Bucks is in the house. My man Allen. That means the Allen group is up in here. My man Ken Gowdy. What's up, cuz? Shakayla's in the house. Let's go. Let's get it. Hey, do me a favor. Go share this with 3 entrepreneurs and then come back and say done. 3 entrepreneurs and come back and say done. Yeah. Fadeologist in the house. I hear that. Aisha, what's up? Somebody come back and say done after you share this with 3 different entrepreneurs. Hey, Joseph, share this with 3 different of your notary clients. Share this with 3 different of your pad salesmen, man. Like, let's get it. Sharice, what's up? Good morning, Queen. Let's go. What's up, Sade? Let's go. Let's get it, Cindy. All right, y'all. So we know that rejection hurts. A lot of time. Appreciate that, Crystal. Thank you for the share, Queen. Appreciate that, Cindy. Let's go. Yeah, thank you for reminding me. Also, please like, comment, and share this thing, because you are creating a programming system for your algorithm. I don't know if you notice, but you know, your algorithm is just showing you what you've shown your algorithm. You know what I'm saying? If you're showing your algorithm that you're only interested in pictures of people's birthdays, and that's all it's going to show you, or if you're only interested in the latest gossip from the world of rich athletes or rich entertainers, or, you know, even not so rich athletes and entertainers, that's what your thing going to keep on showing you, right? If you're saying you want distraction, it's going to show you that. If you're showing you want a direction, it's going to show you that. So by liking this, by commenting, and by sharing, you're telling the algorithm, feed me more that has to do with growing my business. Hope that makes sense to everybody. Please like this thing. Please leave a comment, and please share it with somebody else, because every time you sow a seed, you schedule a harvest. But today, what we're talking about, y'all, is we're talking about ways to overcome the fear of rejection. I don't care if you're talking about love or if you're talking about money. I don't care if you're talking about money or you're talking about love. It's pretty much the same thing. There are so many analogies. There's so many analogous kinds of metaphors and situations that we can use that apply to both. No matter which one you're talking about, rejection hurts. Is that a fact? And there's almost like no way to avoid it. Even the strongest people on the planet, a lot of times, feel this psychological and emotional distress after they've been rejected. This is why most of your people won't pick up the phone. This is why you won't get to some of those ideas you have for content, maybe. Or this is why you won't approach some of those people on that list that you know could change your life. You know that this is the person that could mean the difference between your idea manifesting and you staying mediocre, but you are scared to talk to them. Why? Because we've got this feeling, y'all, where we want to belong. We want to connect. There was a time when being ostracized meant you died. If you got kicked out the tribe, it meant you died, because who's going to protect you while you were asleep? Who's going to help you hunt and gather? And so over the years, human beings have developed this fear of being alone. We've developed this fear of not being in a community. We've developed this fear of not being rejected. We've developed a herd mentality. We've developed the kind of mentality that makes us say, hey, I'm a Democrat. So now I automatically believe the same thing as everybody else that says they Democrat about all 1,500, 11 million different concepts and situations. I believe the same exact thing as everybody else that says it. That's herd mentality. Or I'm a Republican. So automatically, I believe the same thing as everybody else that says they're Republican about 15 million different ideas, 15 million different situations. I believe the exact same thing as the rest of my herd. This is ridiculous, but this is the way human beings operate, because we're scared of rejection. Rejection comes in all shapes. Rejection comes in all sizes. Rejection comes in all forms, colors, creeds. You can be denied for a position you applied for that will bring more money to your family. We can be turned down by a love interest and feel like they stole your heart. You can be turned down for a promotion. You can be turned down by somebody who you wanted them to join your business. Whatever that vehicle that brings rejection into your life, it's never pleasant. But part of the reason that this heartache kind of cuts like a knife is because rejection prompts the same region of the brain as physical pain. At the end of the day, y'all, fear is just the anticipation of pain. Somebody give me that in the comments. Fear is just the anticipation of pain. Somebody give me that in the comments. This is important, y'all. Fear is just what is fear, y'all? Fear is the anticipation of pain. Fear is the anticipation of pain. Appreciate that, Alan. Yeah, good morning, Samaya. Appreciate that, Dorian. Hey, look, man, if Ken sent you that, Ken got love for you. If Aisha sent you this, Aisha got love for you. You see what I'm saying? Appreciate that, Alan. Appreciate that, Ashley. My man Mark shouted us out. Appreciate that. So now that you understand a little bit about the neurology of it, right? The fact that your prefrontal cortex registers this emotional pain as the same level of pain that you experience when you get it in your body. Okay, so now you ain't got to feel bad about rejection. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 15 ways to avoid and overcome the fear of rejection. Some of these are going to be mindsets. Some of these are going to be tactics. But the bottom line is that fear is just the anticipation of pain, Sade. That's exactly right. Fear is just the anticipation of pain. Let's get it. Millionaires, I don't know if you know, but at the end of the day, the first way that you always got to go to when it comes to overcoming anything that's external is you go internal. Somebody write this in the comments. You've heard me say it before. You'll hear me say it again. Learn to go within or learn to go without. That's number one. Know your worth. Know your worth. A lot of people struggle with the fear of rejection because they don't know their worth. This is why, as parents, we got to be careful, because if you don't respect your children, then they're going to create a whole life around not knowing that they should be respected. A lot of us don't know our worth. If you don't have a spiritual foundation, you don't know who you are, you don't know whose you are, it's way easier for them to program you. You hear me? Programming is the reason that people won't join your business. Programming is the reason that people won't take the step that is so obvious that they need to take for them to be able to change their life. Programming is the reason they think this is their lot in life. You ain't a bad bee. Why in our culture is that even a goal, to be a bad bee? You know what I mean? Who else? Show me another culture that thinks it's dope to be a bad bee. You know what I mean? But we don't know our worth. If you own a precious stone like a diamond, do you see the value of it? What if I told you that that value you see in that diamond was told to you by somebody else? What if I told you diamonds ain't even valuable? What if I told you that what they call the De Beers family hoards diamonds in South Africa and whatnot to artificially drive up the value? Check it out. Why wouldn't you value your own life more than a rock? So here's the exercise that I dare you do. I dare you go through this. I dare you write out a list of your attributes. While you can't put a price tag on your worth, here's one thing I know for sure. Set your own value, because if you're letting other people do it, you're not in for a good life. Another person's inability to see your worth does not mean you're cheap. You got me? I dare you create a list of your attributes. And if you have trouble with this list, I dare you ask somebody that got love for you, hey, what are some of my best qualities? What are some of the things that you admire about me? And check it out. If they don't notice certain things that you notice about yourself, maybe it's time to use those gifts to help somebody else a little bit more than you've been doing, because it ain't a gift until you give it. Know your worth. That's the first way to overcome rejection. I got 14 more of them for you, so I'm going to hurry up and get through this. But I dare you list those attributes. Here's the second one. Validate your feelings. Nobody said rejection is easy, right? Nobody said that you shouldn't feel some kind of way when you hang up that phone and you're like, yo, did I just now get, you know what I mean? What just happened right there? What am I feeling? You know, I'm real good for throwing this on the Summer Jam screen. I'm going to do it real quick. Yes, once again, I did it. Right? Once again, I did it. The feeling wheel. If you need this, then inbox me and I'll send it to you. But my therapist gave me this, and it helps you with that first level of emotional intelligence, which is being able to identify your emotion. Millionaires validate your feelings. It's okay to validate it. And what I suggest you do is journal it. Write down who hurt you, write down a situation, how you're going to get over it. Don't hold grudges, but also validate your feelings of unworthiness and move on. Because until we reveal it, we can't heal it. Somebody give me that in the comments. You can't heal what you don't reveal. You can't heal what you don't reveal. Can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? You can't heal what you don't reveal. We only as sick as our secrets. Can I get a witness? We only as sick as our secrets. Here's the third one I got for you. Reject self-fulfilling prophecy. Reject self-fulfilling prophecy. Reject self-fulfilling prophecy is number 3. What do I mean by that? Do you know what a self-fulfilling prophecy is? Do you know in the beginning there was the word, right? In the beginning there was the word. Think about that for a minute. If you believe that you'll never meet anybody to share your life with, you're not going to meet anybody, right? If you believe that all men are dogs, then guess what? You're going to keep on being a dog trainer. Check it out. If you believe that business is hard, it's going to keep on being incredibly difficult for you to get any kind of progress. Here's why we work on our mindset. Because what we know is that philosophy is what gives us our attitude. Attitude is what gives us our activity. Activity is what gives us our results. And it's these results that give us our lifestyle. People ain't going to be attracted to somebody whose philosophy is that they suck. If you've got a philosophy of mediocrity, it's time for you to kind of look at that and assess where that came from. Unpack that. Because here's the thing. Prospective employers don't want a loser. Prospective mate don't want a loser. Prospective teammates don't want a loser. And here's my definition of a winner. Somebody who expects to win. Not somebody who wins 100% of the time, because sometimes you're going to win, sometimes you're going to be learned. Sometimes you're going to learn. I said the definition of a winner is somebody who expects to win. Miracles don't go where they're wanted. Miracles go where they're what? Expected. So if the definition of a winner is somebody who expects to win, what's the definition of a loser? I'm going to let you fill in the blank yourself. But stop letting the past dictate your future. It's doing nothing but holding you back. I dare you look at it, unpack it, write it down, but let's reject that self-fulfilling prophecy. Here's number 4. You ready? You ready? Check it out. Focus on how you want to be. Focus on how you want to be. Focus on how you want to be. Stop focusing on what happened yesterday. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift. But here's what I know. I put this on Facebook the other day. You can only become tomorrow what you're becoming today. I got that from Bishop Bronner. You can only become tomorrow what you're becoming today. If you want to know what you're becoming tomorrow, I suggest a vision board. Y'all know we got a whole vision board coloring book for you. I suggest you buy vision board coloring books for your children, etc., so forth. But here's what I know. I know you can only become tomorrow what you're becoming today. If you're constantly looking around and seeing nothing but all your disappointments, we need to adjust that a little bit. We need to figure out how you can focus instead on growth and prosperity. Hold on just a second, y'all. Share this with somebody. I'm about to go get my laptop charger before my phone. Okay. Here's the 5th one. Remember, you're not alone in these feelings. A lot of times fear can be isolating. It's a trick of the devil, right? It can start to work itself into your DNA, but you can take comfort in knowing you are not alone. Michael Jackson voice. People have been facing rejection since the dawn of time. Ain't nothing gonna make it go away. Yeah, that coloring book, hard body, right, Alan? If y'all ain't got the coloring book, hold up. I know I got one around here one now, but the coloring book is hard. If you want a vision board coloring book, then hit me back. But the bottom line I'm saying is that people have been facing rejection since the beginning of time. You need practical coping skills for dealing with the rejection. But one of the things that you need to start with is this idea that it ain't just you. Ain't nobody picking on you. God didn't just, I always say God don't love the CEO more than God loves the janitor. It's just that the CEO is using better information. You get what I'm saying? Poor information equals poor decisions equals a poor life, right? Sometimes we just have this wrong information. We have wrong information about how this thing should go. Here's number 6. Speaking of that, use positive affirmations. Somebody write that in the comments. Use positive affirmations. We said this earlier. In the beginning was the word. Instead of speaking negativity into your being, because in the beginning of that negative thought was a word, right? It was like and then in the beginning, because faith comes by hearing, right? The whole idea, somebody told you that about yourself and you believed it. Internal communication is programming. External communication is influence, okay? But what I'm saying is you get to combine both of them with incantations. You get to combine both of them with affirmations. Instead of speaking negativity into your life, instead of speaking death into your life, why not remember there's a miracle right on the end of your nose? Right? There's a miracle right under your nose. It's called your mouth. Positive affirmations are a useful, viable, valuable, effective, elegant tool that most people never use. How can you feel disappointed in yourself if you're constantly reminding yourself of things like, I am loved, I will accomplish anything I set my mind to, I'll get this teammate that I always wanted, or this job position I always wanted, I'm surrounded by people who are supporting me, I'll find the man or the woman of my dreams. All my best friends are successful and add value to my life. Every day in every way, I'm getting stronger and stronger. I am now a millionaire. I am the luckiest person that most people even know. How can you lose? How can you stay in a losing mindset where you expect to lose if you, 1, study the word so you know who you are and whose you are. You, 2, study the way your mind works so that you understand all the powers that have been given to you by the Most High. You understand how divine and how powerful and how ultimate it makes you, that you were formed in God's image. And then you begin to unpack that when you're going through these little mealy, pedestrian, human, tiny, petty feelings. You got what I'm saying? Here's number 7. Face the fear head on. Face the fear head on. I don't know if you ever heard of exposure therapy, if you've ever watched a show like Fear Factor and all of that, where they talk to the person hates snakes, they put them in a safe environment, or they hate aluminum foil, or they hate mayonnaise, you know what I mean? And then what'll happen is they'll put them in a room with nothing but mayonnaise. It'll be a safe space. Well, all jokes aside, they use this with people with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Because the theory is that when you're exposed to the stimuli in a safe environment, it'll let your anxiety rise and then come back down. So what that means is if you put yourself in situations where you know you're going to be rejected, and then you feel those emotions and then move on, the more you're exposed, the less impact it'll have on you. Somebody type that in the comments. The more you are exposed to it, the less impact it will have on you. This is a jewel. This is a jewel. Millionaires, some of you are never getting past your fear because you never face it. I can't tell you how many of your fears, when you face them, are going to turn out to be not even worthy. That ain't even a worthy fear, baby. But you're just letting it grow. Anybody ever had the experience that it's worse in your mind and your imagination than it is when you finally got to it in real life? Can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? Anybody ever notice that most of these fears, I think it's Ben Franklin. He was like, worry is paying rent on something you may never own. Worry is like paying rent on something you may never own. That might be something cool to write down. Here's number 8. Remember, you will survive. You know, cue that disco joint from back in the day. You know what I mean? I will survive. Y'all remember that? You know that song. Don't do me like that. But what if you reminded yourself of that? That rejection ain't gonna kill you. Well, like homie from The Hangover was like, but did you die? But did you die? With every risk you take, you know, there's a chance you might win. There's a chance you might learn something. Every pro has cons, but check it out. Every con has pros. So if we just remember that the only possible way that we can lose is if we refuse to learn, I don't know. I think that takes away some of the power of that rejection thing. Here's number 9. We got to hurry up. What if you redefine the meaning of rejection? right? What if you redefine the meaning of rejection? Maybe the reason rejection is hitting you so hard is how you've decided to attach the meaning to these rejections. Maybe you get rejected and you relate it to this horrible childhood incident that you went through when your brain was just a sponge and you ain't know nothing about nothing. This is when you were discovering why water is wet and what color the sky is, and also how you're supposed to treat somebody when you love them, and also how you're supposed to act when you're scared, and also what happens if you raise your hand and you're wrong, right? Maybe one day you raised your hand in class, everybody laughed at you, they started calling you poopy butt, and in the back of your mind, you still poopy butt. Maybe in the back of your mind, you're still poopy butt who better never raise his hand. And now when you're in a meeting, you still won't raise your hand. You still won't participate because you still remember being poopy butt. And it triggers this whole abuse. This is ridiculous. But because you don't reveal it, you can't heal it. Maybe you need to redefine rejection. Maybe you need to come to terms with what it means, to you versus what it actually is. Is that making sense, somebody? Is that making sense? Or am I sounding crazy? Because number 10 is that you want to gain proper perspective. You want to gain a sense of clarity. Sometimes what you can do to do that is talk to somebody else. Maybe you asked this lady on a date and you felt the pangs of their rejection. But check this out. After you kick it with your homie, you discover some other perspectives. Like maybe it wasn't you they were rejecting. It could have something to do with where they are in life. Right? If you see the situation from all sides, well, hey, maybe it's that you just came at them like a salesman and you never connected with them. Maybe you never formed any rapport. Maybe you just coming off like somebody who wants some money from them. If you see the situation from all sides, well, maybe you didn't get that promotion because this lady over here always comes earlier than you. She always stays later than you. She's always suggesting different things that can help make the whole company. Maybe if you saw the situation from all sides, instead of you getting bitter, you could get better. Somebody said, we don't get bitter, we get better. We don't get bitter, we get better. We don't complain, we train. You got me? And here's number 11. You with me? Don't give it power. Don't give it power. Somebody say, we don't complain, we train, and then give me a share. We don't complain, we train. The number one belief you need is that I can learn this. I can learn this. The number one belief you need is I can get better. As long as you got that, man, you got it. You got it. Yeah, we don't get better, we get better. We don't get better, we get better. We don't complain, we train. So that's number 11. Don't give it power. More power you give something, the stronger it's going to be to overcome. The harder if you got a sore on your arm and you leave it alone, you let it get some oxygen, you reveal it, hey, it's going to go away after a few days. But what happens if you keep on picking at the sore? What happens if you keep on picking at the sore? Anybody know? Well, a bunch of things can happen. The bacteria from your hands can get into it, cause the germs to spread, right? Now we got to amputate your arm. You know what I mean? It could have took a few days to recover from it. Now your arm look same analogy with rejection. Same analogy with rejection. More you dwell on it, more you pick at the situation, the more pronounced the fear is going to become. Something that started all small starts to fester into this huge mental stumbling block. Why put yourself through that? Here's number 12. What you could do is you could use this rejection for self-discovery. You could use this rejection for growth. A lot of things in life that we fear were given to us as gifts to help us become exactly who it is we say we want to be. I know that's a mouthful, but what I'm saying is adversity is a gift. Adversity is a gift. A lot of times you've been given it's a prescription. The Most High has given you the exact kind of adversity you need to grow, to become exactly who you need to be for the next level. These are growth experiences. Think of relationships you've had in the past that didn't work. There were some good parts, there were some bad parts. But here's what the best of us are doing. You're taking the lessons that you learned from that because at the end of the day, you're the one that got to live with you, baby. At the end of the day, you're the one that's at the scene of every crime. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Eventually, we're going to have to look in the mirror and say, hey, maybe this is me. Maybe there's something I'm doing a little bit different. Maybe there's something I need to be doing a little bit different. Take the good and carry it with me, but take the bad and use it as a lesson. Let your fear of rejection become a lesson that motivates you to greatness. Does that make sense? 13 is try therapy. You know, I already told y'all the feeling wheel came from my therapist. You know, there's a lot of different types of therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All I'm saying is that when you're dealing with mind over matter issues, having a professional that knows the mind's inner workings can help. And I don't mean some professional from social media. Other day I was watching social media and this dude did a whole post like red flags is nonsense, red flags is nonsense. Red flags are not nonsense. But that just goes to show you don't need no certification to be an Instagram influencer. I'm talking about go to somebody who's professional. Go to somebody who understands how the mind works, the way you understand how to cook a meal or fix a car or wash a car or tie your shoes. The same way you were studying that, they were studying the mind. So let's respect that. Number 14, learn to meditate away from the negative. Learn to meditate away the negative, right? That's a big deal. Meditation is how you clear out the noise, right? Meditation is how you learn to become more centered. I don't care if it's just in your prayer life, right? I don't care if you just get 10 seconds. Maybe you can't go 10 minutes. Maybe you can't go 10 hours straight. Maybe you ain't ready to do some meditation silence retreat. But can you give yourself 10 seconds? Can you give yourself 17 seconds? Can you give yourself 30 seconds where you kind of think it out, where you get centered, right? Where you get some clarity. And we've got guided meditations. Like if you buy that affirmations toolkit that we have at millionaireminded.com, we have a whole guided meditation that'll bring you to tears. We've gotten person after person. I'm talking about, you know, straight gangsters. You'll listen to that joint and be crying like a baby because you're being guided through your dreams, you know? So try that thing out if you've never tried it. But number 15, y'all, is that, you know, instead of chasing the bees, become a garden. If you want to fear rejection, this Kaizen Academy this weekend is all about building your brand so you can build your business. Because while there's no way to protect yourself from being rejected when you're going out, reaching out, what you can do to protect yourself from rejection is attract instead. Make yourself magnetic instead. You always hear me say, you become valuable, you become powerful, or you always hear me say, once you serve, then you deserve. Well, what I'm telling you is that instead of chasing the bees, plant a garden. Instead of chasing the bees, plant a garden. Suzanne's like, how do you get the newsletter? It's right there, Queen. You see this right here? Dear Millionaire, text the thing, and then it says right there, the newsletter. It says go to millionaireminded.com and you can get the newsletter. You guys see that? And through that newsletter also, you'll find out about this weekend's Kaizen Academy that's all about building a brand. This is the second part of the class. So if you join the whole academy, you can also get the archives so you can watch the last class as well. But instead of chasing bees, plant a garden. Can somebody give me that in the comments real quick? Instead of chasing the bees, plant a garden. And then the bees come to you. You get what I mean? Then the bees come to you. Hope that's helpful. Of course, Queen. Of course. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Build a garden. Build a garden. Yeah. Exactly. When you ain't given a seat at the table, create your own. I like that, somebody. All right. So it's affirmation time. We about to plant one of those things that we just now said. Now you get to live it. Now you get to practice what we just now preaching, right? You're sharing this with other people saying, oh, you need to, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So it's affirmation time. Let's get into it. If you want to learn to plant a garden, don't miss this weekend's Kaizen Academy because your version of a garden is your brand, what they know you for, et cetera, so forth. And there are so many little hacks you can use that will help your brand become more pronounced and make it so that you are someone that they come to for what it is you're good at. But you've got to bust certain moves. You know, it ain't a gift until you give it. Your gift will make room for you, but it ain't a gift until you give it. All right. Hope that was helpful. Y'all ready? All right, let's get it. Repeat after me. You got to call in on the number, y'all. 667-776-WIN-1. 667-776-WIN-1. Last night we did Obsessed with Success, and I accidentally sent it out missing a number. But y'all know the number. The number is right there on the screen, so screenshot that thing. It's 667-776-WIN-1 is the number, right? All right, repeat after me. Say it like you mean it. Here we go. I am so happy and grateful